this is a beautiful, beautiful ash. Everyone likes a little ash every now and then. This here happens to be a green ash, which is a beautiful piece of ash. This is the Fraxinus pennsylvanica, which is green ash. This is what we see here in the boulevards of Great Falls and all around the country, really. There's lots of different species of ash. We're probably looking at, I don't know, 45, 50, 60 different species of ash. But I love to get my hands on a little nice ash like this as often as I can because they're so beautiful. This here's kind of a big ash. You know, it's pretty large. It's probably 24, 28 inches down there. I don't know, 16 inches down here. Sometimes we mill really small ashes, which is that's okay too. But these big ashes are fun to mill. The other common ashes we see are the European ash, which is the Fraxinus excelsior, and then the black ash. Everyone likes a little black ash every now and then, and that's the Fraxinus nigra. And so we're going to cut this today into slabs because it's going to be so beautiful. There's just random chunks of weirdness all over this. It's shaped crazy, and we're going to zoom in on the end down there and show you something really peculiar that I've never seen in an ash before. And maybe this one has just I don't know, had some damage to it, or I don't know what's caused this. But this ash might have a little infection or something going on. So you see it's red around the perimeter. So sometimes that happens on the ash. So if your ash has a little bit of redness around the perimeter, it might have an infection. So we're going to slice this down and see what that looks like and why that's there. So we're going to get the sawmill set up and start cutting. So one of the other things that I got to talk about here is the reason this tree is sitting here on our sawmill right now. This came from a backyard here in Great Falls, up in Riverview area, and the problem with this tree is a couple things. It was too big for the yard, and it was a relatively healthy tree. It was dying on some of the larger pieces, some of the larger branches, but it was overtaking the yard and overhanging the house and the garage and all sorts of things, and so the homeowner needed it to come down. So he contacted us and made sure that the tree didn't just go to the landfill, which is awesome. So please, if you know someone taking a tree down, or if you're taking a tree down, give us a call, and if we can utilize it or do something with it. We do a lot of things, whether we just make some 4x4s to stick under wood or something, turn it into something, we can do that. And keep it out of the landfill and give that tree some purpose. So one of the things I want to talk about is this tree. Because it's a yard tree, you can see where it's been trimmed and taken care of. And this ash has a really nice hole right here, where you can see the rim of this hole here on this ash is kind of closing in around this branch that was here. So it's beginning to heal. This was a large branch that died, that had to come off. And so, but this itself is going to create some really cool feature. And I'm guessing that we're going to see some branches inside of this where they've been cut off and healed completely. So this will continue to grow. Well, it won't now, but as the tree, if the tree lived for another 100 years, this would continue to grow. And this, as it matured and continued, this would grow and eventually seal this hole and close it up on its own. But in this case, that was a big ash hole right there, and it didn't quite heal itself before the tree had to come down. So, but we're going to see some smaller ash holes in the middle of this. Here we go. We're going to start cutting this ash from the butt end.
There's no shortage of jokes here.
Here we go! glasses on, let's go. We're gonna bust this ash wide open. Here's a cross section of an ash hole that closed up. So this was a branch coming out this way where it grew around, and so we're going to see this a little bit more clearly in the next cut. Here's a couple really little tiny ash holes that closed up. You see the grain was growing around them and finally sealed up the end. This was beginning to get that way. This is a branch that was snapped off or was cut off right here, and beginning to grow around and starting to seal it off. But yeah, that's the kind of cool figure you see in a yard tree like this. So this is going to be really pretty wood. We're going to take another slice of this. Oh, geez, she's always on my ash. Things I noticed while we were cutting this is that this ash has a really nice crotch. And so if you look right here, where this branch, where we were talking about this ash hole earlier, where that branch was coming off, the main trunk was still growing up here. And what that causes is a crotch. And so you get this big crotch right here. And right in the middle of that crotch, we have this beautiful crotchwood. So this here is crotchwood ash. And you can see the flame pattern here. So we got a little bit of flaming ash right here, which is really nice. So that's going to make some beautiful wood. All right, we're going to cut a couple more and then flip it over.
Hey, Chris.
What?
How many more ash jokes do you have?
All of them. check out this ash hole.
Which one?
Oh man, you got to keep that. That is a beautiful ash hole. Yeah, this definitely had some damage to it. What could have been done potentially with this tree? What causes a tree to rot? People might wonder. Well, I'll tell you that wood is sugar. Wood is cellulose. Cellulose is a polymer of glucose. Glucose is a monosaccharide that joins together in patterns that create fibers called cellulose, and it's the fiber that you get when you eat vegetables or any of those things. Any plant matter has cellulose fibers in it. Well, cellulose is a sugar that humans do not have the correct enzymes in their gut to digest. So when you eat an excess amount of fiber, well, you know what? It just comes right out that old ash hole, just kind of pretty much the way it went in. And so you've probably experienced this before. But certain organisms do have the ability to digest that cellulose, and that would be fungus and bacteria and things. So this tree got a little bit of fungus in its ash. And so one way to remedy this is, if you knew there was some damage, maybe this tree could have been treated. You could have bored a hole in this and inserted into that new ash hole that you just made some medicine. You could insert that in preparation for any potential fungal infection that might occur. So, but this tree went ahead and didn't get that, and so hey, if you got it, take care of it. Insert something into your ash hole, and you might not get that fungus in there. So. Well, urban wood is interesting. We deal with a lot of it here. We're actually in the middle of, we're a part of the Urban Wood Network, which is a brand new organization across the country, or countrywide, that is developing standards and chain of custody, all sorts of things regarding wood that is salvaged from urban areas, such as here in Great Falls. The one thing that's different about urban wood from harvested wood from, say, national forests or whatever, is that these trees are not selected for grade. They're not selected for their millable quality. So you get what you get when you open up a log that came out of somebody's yard, such as this right here. This rock is not uncommon in urban wood. So we see a lot of this. The other thing we see a lot of is metal. A lot of backyard trees have once had birdhouses or tree houses, or I don't know, squirrel feeders, all sorts of things hanging in them. So we do hit a lot of metal, which is another reason urban wood is maybe not always desirable to mill into lumber, but the benefit is far outweighs the negative aspects of milling urban lumber. Because while this piece has some rotten areas down here at the bottom, while the rest of it's gorgeous, and the other slabs we've been getting so far are just amazing. And so as a matter of fact, we're ready to pull this piece off and see what the next piece has. This crockwood is still gorgeous right up here. You got some cool lines here that are just going to add to the feature of this, some really cool character in this. So let's slide this off and see what the next piece looks like. Look at that. Right there alone makes this whole thing worth it.
Oh yeah, look at that wavy curvy stuff.
I expected this tree to have metal in it based on its position in the yard, but it didn't so far. It would have been an ideal birdhouse or something like that. A birdhouse hanger. Quit throwing things, Jerem. Jeez. Look at this. That's just really pretty. All right. Our next step is to flip this over. So that's what we're going to do next. It'll take just a second. So here we go. Just like that. Look at that brown eye right there. Wood, but something crazy happened there. Well, we're going to see what's down on the next slab. So yeah, we'll pull these off, and we're just going to slide these off part way, and then.
Okay.
There you go. And then pull this over this way. The only thing that happened was a beautiful figure, and that happens sometimes when the figure is just crazy all over the way, and I can see through the saw marks, but I don't know if you can see this just crazy flame quilting pattern here, and that's all that was. Is just there's no metal in that, no trouble at all, but it just hit a denser wood with a lot of figure in it, and that happens sometimes. So. All right, I think that's about it. We're going to stack these up and be done with this. If you want to come down and check out my ash, you can come down anytime you want. We're open 7 to 6 through the week, and we're open tomorrow 9 to 3, 816 20th Street North, 231 Wood. If you want to give us a call. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Speaking of ash, we made our large tic-tac-toe boards out of ash rounds. They're good and hard and branded for a tic-tac-toe board. If you are interested in having a little project maybe with your kids, you can come down, and we've already picked all the rocks and made sure they fit in the squares. We've even included paints and paintbrushes, and you can come and get an ash kit tic-tac-toe board for your kids. So this is not a hashtag, it's an ash tic-tac-toe board. Thanks.
Jesus.
I lost it. You're like, there's some small ash every now and then, that's nice, but the big ash really is in the middle. Oh, man.
I'm crying.
The infection, that's gonna be gold. That's gold. As soon as you're allowed.
in a minute. In this case, that was a big ash hole right there, and it didn't quite heal itself before the tree had to come down. So, but we're going to see some smaller ash holes in the middle of this that did close up. So we'll get there in a minute.